Making toast. Let's talk about it. Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, the food experience is back. And today's experience, toast. Yeah, something so easy, something you should be able to do without even a second thought, right? I'm gonna do toast in the Kalorik Maxx air fryer oven. So first I'm gonna make toast the way everyone would normally make it. So without further ado, let's get started. Normally I melt butter inside of my microwave, but for the first time, I'm gonna go ahead and try to put this ramekin full of butter in. I'm going to put it about halfway back, and the wire rack is in the bake to position, which is where you want it for toast. I'm just going to toast one slice of bread. Go ahead and close it. Go to oven mode. Go to the toast function. You really don't need to use these functions. They're just kind of gimmicks, but nonetheless, I'm going to do it this way. So default is 400 degrees, 5 minutes. And let's start her up. Keep in mind this is from a cold start, although it is about 85 degrees in my kitchen right now. And let's see what happens. Okay, time's up. It's been going for 5 minutes, and let's check out what we got. Okay, so let's remove the piece of toast, which on the bottom, it's toasted in one region more than another. On the top, it's kind of barely toasted. It's got a light brown to it, okay? And the butter looks like it's probably melted, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that. Yeah, the butter's nice and melted. That's perfect. I kind of like that idea because I really don't like using the microwave to cook things. About the only thing I use it for these days is to warm up water, and that's about it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and butter the toast. I always like to do it this way. Who likes to put hard butter on toast? It just rips it apart. So there we go. Let me join you guys back up top and we'll discuss. Welcome back, everybody. You saw what I did. I did a regular toast cycle, 400 degrees for 5 minutes. Like I said, you don't really need to use toast. You could easily just leave it right in oven mode and do the same thing. So anyhow, regardless, here's the toast that I just made. Like I said, it's kind of darker on one side than the other. And I think that has to do with the alignment of where you're putting the bread. But let's give it a try. I mean, it's all right. It is a little bit drier than I would like. I can totally tell. Yeah, so I'm going to stop right there. Now, we're going to do it a different way. Okay, toast round 2. So we're going to go to oven mode. I'm just going to leave it on bake. These bottom functions right here, they're all the same. It's kind of just like a gimmick. I think proof might be a little bit different. They may have lower temperatures, but essentially they are the same. All it does is activates the top and bottom heating elements, okay? So I'm going to leave it in bake, and I'm going to set the time like at 15 minutes. You just want to set it over the amount that you actually want to toast. And I'm going to bring it up to 450. We're going to start the cycle. The bake light is blinking. When it's done preheating, the bake light will turn solid, and then I'm going to go ahead and put in the bread. Okay, there we go. It just clicked in. I heard it click, and the bake light is now solid, and there's 9 minutes remaining, okay? And that was a little over 6 minutes. If you noticed, it turned to 8 minutes remaining. So it's like 6 minutes and change for it to heat up to 450 degrees. Let's go ahead and put in the bread. You want to do this kind of quick, so that the heat doesn't escape, and we're gonna let it go and see how long it takes for this bread to toast. So now it's been a little over 3 minutes, and from looking at the toast, it's right around the same point the last batch was. I'm gonna go ahead and remove. And let's do a comparison. Here's what's left of the original piece that I toasted, right? And it's actually a little lighter than this. So let's look at the other side. See, the other side of these pieces I toasted is a little bit more even, I would say. It's still not perfectly even, but it's a lot more even. And let's go ahead and butter these up. Now let's go back up top and sample these. All right, let's go ahead and sample this. Much more crunchy, I will tell you that much. I will say it's like a hair less dried out, okay? It still did dry out a little bit, more so than just a regular conventional slot toaster, okay? I know one thing that's going to make it better. I just received this in the mail on Friday. Some Evil Wonka's Jigsaw Honey, which is an amazing honey made with jigsaw peppers, which are really super hot peppers. So it's a pretty hot honey. And by the way, this is not commercially available. You cannot buy it anywhere. It basically doesn't exist, okay? But nonetheless, it's so good. Some of the best honey ever. My whole mouth is like totally warm. Wow, that honey, it's got some heat to it. It really does. I didn't really notice it as much the other day, but today, it's definitely lighting up my mouth pretty good. But it's like such a nice, sweet, natural tasting honey. But wait, there's more. We're going to try this one more time. And I thought about this before, but I've never tried it. So this is a trial run, and we'll see what happens. We're going to go to air fry. I'm going to leave it at 425, the default, right? And 15 minutes, let's start the cycle. And I'm going to wait for it to get up to temperature. Then we're going to put the bread in. Literally took 10 minutes in air fry mode to go to 425 degrees. That is really interesting. So oven mode, it's a little bit quicker. I normally don't pay attention, I just let it go. But let's go ahead and put the bread in. And I'm going to have to slide out the rack just a tad. Put it in, and we're going to let it rip. So it's been about 2 minutes, and already the top looks like it's pretty much as toasted as the top was before. I am in the next highest up slot for air frying. And I don't know, I think I'm going to go ahead and turn it over. Going to have to be real careful here because that's going to be hot. This is all just for experimentation in the name of fun. Yeah, it's not really cooking as evenly. Oh, wow. That's interesting. The bottom side is done too, which is really bizarre because in air fry mode, doesn't normally work like that. We're just going to take it out right now then. Boy, it's been like 2 minutes. Okay, here's what we're looking at. For some reason, there's like a dark spot right here. Otherwise, it looked like it was browning pretty good. But what's really weird is the other side, it got like totally brown. I may have to play around with that a little bit more. It could have been due to the positioning. Really hard to say. But I'm going to go ahead and butter this up. I'm really surprised that I did not have to turn the bread over. And I think it's because of that dark brown spot right there. It made the other side cook through and through. What a trip. So let's go back up top and sample this one. Then I'll close this out. Okay, what a trip it was. I don't know how I got that dark brown spot there. Like I said, it could have been the positioning. I'm going to have to play around with this more. But let's try it. Is it even worth it to do it that way? Wow, super, super crunchy. I'm going to say that. Definitely going to apply some of that jigsaw honey on there. Stuff is so good. All right, and I bit into the part that was really brown. Let me get the other side. Okay, there we go. That's where it's at. That's good, actually. You know what I think? Next time, and I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to make this toast thing a long, drawn-out 20-minute video. But I think next time I'm going to experiment with this a little bit more. I'm going to try for a minute and a half and then flip it over before that dark spot appears. You know, maybe I'm onto something here. I'm really not sure yet. But this overall is the crunchiest. And who says you can't air fry toast? I wouldn't even have thought of that. I don't even know how the bottom of it got so dark. It got darker than the top side did overall. And the bottom heating elements aren't used. And I could only imagine it's because the air is circulating around and it's probably like bouncing down from the bottom back up top. That's what I'm imagining. But then again, why did I have that one little dark spot? And that's where it was like darkest on the bottom. What a trip. So, my conclusion, what do I think? Is there a wrong or right way to do toast? In fact, there's even one more method, and I'm not going to do it right now, But I might do a follow-up toast video after I experiment with some more things. One of the guys in the Kalorik Maxx air fryer group, Phil, I think it was, mentioned that he doesn't do it horizontally. He does the toast vertically in between the slots in the wire rack. I haven't played around with that, so I'm not sure how that's going to go. But it's certainly worth something to try, and I will try it soon. I mean, like, how many ways can you make toast, right? I can't even believe we're having a discussion about it for this long, but we are. I love experimenting. I love trying different things out, and I certainly am open to suggestions. And if you guys have something that you like about toast and are doing it differently than the way I just mentioned it in regards to Phil and the ways that I tried it in this video, please comment down below with your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. And in general, I love to hear your comments. So definitely drop some comments down below. If you think I'm like totally crazy for taking toast this far, I'd love to hear that as well. All right. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I got a lot more good stuff coming up. And we are going to close this one out. Happy Labor Day to everybody out there. Hopefully you had a good day. And with that said, I'm going to wish you all a stellar, fantastic Labor Day. Be excellent. And most of all, remember me. I am KJ Andy O, your food experience host with the most. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time.